Hello and welcome to this Razertip video on our interchangeable tip pen, the BPH. We're going to cover basic usage, the design and the why behind it, as well as tackle some common issues with all interchangeable tip wood burning pens. All right, this is the BPH, stands for Binding Post Handpiece. We are binding the tips to the posts of the handpiece with screws on either side, tightening the tips into the pen to ensure a good connection, which is essential for a good pyrography experience. From the machine all the way to the tip, you want good connections. Carbon can build up over time in here and kind of get in the way of that. So we're going to look at how to clean that out, take it all apart, put it all back together. Let's take a look. All right, you can see here, close-up of the tip and the pen together. We're going to start off by just showing how you change a tip. This is the most important thing and the most common thing people have questions about. So we're going to look at this. To make it simple, don't loosen the screws too far. Usually a quarter or half turn is all that is needed, and then the tips come out very easily like that. Putting a new tip in is just as easy. You put it in. If the screws are too loose, the tip won't go in and stay in place. It might fall out, it might be awkward to put in. If it's snug enough like that when you put it in, it should stay in place while you screw it. We recommend putting the tips back as far as you can to ensure there's not too much tip leg sticking out. If you keep the tip sticking out, there's a few things that can happen. If you're pushing hard, they're more likely to cause bending or breaking in here. If you keep the tip back further, that will allow more of the heat and power to flow into the tip and heat better. Again, if you've only loosened them off somewhat, it doesn't take much to tighten them back up. Another great feature with the BPH is that there are two sides to each screw, so you can actually put in two tips at once. Some sharp tips you can do multiple lines at once. Various reasons why people would want to do that. Usually you'd want to put the exact same tip in there and have two tips connected at the same time. But people try different things. It gives more creativity. Now we're going to look at how to keep this thing clean. With the carbon that can build up inside over time, it's great that you can take the screws right out and you have full access to these plates. You can take a brass brush and you're going to brush this clean. Simple as that. And then carefully put the screws back in. Just a little bit of a turn to get them started, and then use a screwdriver to get them in the rest of the way. I always put them in as far as we can and then back them off just a little bit to see if the tip will fit. Sometimes, oh, not quite enough, put it back in. So the tip doesn't fall out on its own. Then you know it's going to stay in when you screw the tips in. A few other things with the BPH plate and screw system. These four nubs, those allow the tip to stay between the screw and keep them from falling out. They also let you put the tips in at an angle. This is contrary to a lot of other designs out there with a hole. So if you wanted to hold the tip that way, there's several configurations you can do. We designed this deliberately this way to offer better creativity and options with tips and adding tips, as well as cleaning as already shown. These are designed for our Razertip wire tips in the different gauges that we offer. Some people ask, can other tips fit in here? We can't guarantee that they will, but sometimes they might. But these are designed for our tips. Also, when you're cleaning, you might want to brush off the screws. That can be a little tricky to do. Sometimes it's easier to do it in the pen. We do have screws available. We have had some people lose screws, drop them, but you can get replacements. But cleaning out the carbon over time is very important. All right, that is an up-close look at the Razertip BPH, how it works, how to keep it clean. And if you follow all those steps, you're going to have a better experience in your project. And remember, all of our wire tips can be used in the BPH. And it's a great economical way to try out tips if you're not sure if you want them or if they're going to work for you. If you want to avoid all that, the small parts, carbon buildup, cleaning, you can just go straight to our fixed tip pen option, which is a quick change from the back of the pen into the cord. And that's it. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you around.